Damn. So you're student to somebody else.
Oh no. Bye. Bye, student.
Why you teacher? Why teacher? Hurry, teacher. Hurry.
Someone said, really, Bobby, I must have seen you then. I was walking right in front of you guys. I think at the march. Where's the sister? The document you put in for her, Mariah? Then, Marie, she's upstairs.
Mommy.
Bye. I'm not your teacher.
Bye.
I'm Mama. Bye. I love you, girl.
No, I don't need a teacher. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be your teacher, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
Come on, Sarah.
She said no. She said no. Why are you laughing?
Because she said, "How much let me be your teacher?" And I was like, "No." And then she's like, "Okay, do it." I'm like, "Fine."
This one's one of the younger ones. I think she's 18 years old. Didn't catch her name.
I'm gonna say, "Hey, student." Say, "Hi, student."
Yes.
She's scared.
I love your sunglasses.
You ready for the field trip?
You're my teacher.
We're going on a field trip.
Oh, we're going to field trip?
Tell them to go on a field trip, man. Tell them to go on a field trip.
Where we gonna go?
Is that famous? Come on, Leslie.
So their whole thing is that their mother is guilty. They don't want her dead, they say, but she's guilty.
Why would you go?
Yeah, I believe you're right. That's Sarah, correct. And I apologize. I'm still under the weather. I didn't plan to go live,
You
but
guys do that to your mom for threw you guys under the bus. Why? She literally did. I don't know what you're talking about. Where are you getting information from?
that's why I don't want to go live.
Damn, now your teacher yanking stuff out your hand.
But I hear all this nonsense. It's unreal.
You're a bad teacher. You're a bad teacher.
Why?
Because you pulled it out of my hand.
Oh.
You have to say please.
Hey, look. Hey.
Look at my your students here.
What?
Oh, hey, student.
She's skipping.
Yep, Melissa, you're right.
What?
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
your teacher.
If you talk to a clinical psychologist,
From all your siblings, how many are so close to your mom? Two.
that would make Sarah
First word in the background.
about 3 years old when this happened.
What teacher?
And according to what I'm told, you don't remember anything. What you do remember is trauma. But what you don't remember is non-trauma,
Just say, hey.
if that makes sense, right?
Hey, what?
I said when, because everything came to light because of the teacher. Girl, I'm not going to do the research for you. Sonia has even stated before that whenever she just got into prison, she asked her if she was covering for somebody else. And Sonia was like, "Oh, she's covering for Marie, blah, 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 blah." And even in her letters that she writes, she says that it was us. And then she says that me and my brother would wrestle with Mariah. That's how all the bruises come. So don't come in here acting like you know what you're talking about because you don't.
Three. You heard my third brother, right?
Let me show the comments.
Guys, it's okay to support all these children no matter what you feel or think. They live there. Like
Yeah, she can't pronounce her L's or whatever and her S's.
Yeah.
Amira.
Richard.
What? Oh, thank you.
Like instead of hey, look, did she just?
The guy talking is her son. That's Richard. That's Richard talking. And so Richard is off. From when you guys are viewing, Richard is to her left. No, Richard is to our left, and Selena is to our right. They're hiding off camera.
See?
Say stop it. You want a mop? Say stop.
Hi, Patty.
Say Sarah. Sarah. Yeah, Amir's being nice to me. I don't know why.
Hey, he would tell you a good girl and you will kill you. I'll give you this bracelet.
Hi, Lynn
Can
Marie.
I have the bracelets?
Yep, bracelet big on you. It's big.
No, it doesn't.
It fit.
It fits, y'all.
Wow. Let me see it kick off.
Gatti.
Oh my God.
Gatti, that doesn't go in your mouth. No,
Can't
no,
put that
no.
on you.
Let me see it.
No, no, no.
It's big.
Is that my bestie?
Yeah. So you milk.
Is that? Hold on. Is that no? This is Marie's daughter. What?
You milk good today.
I smell good.
Yes.
Smell Megan.
Wow.
You keep hearing Marie. That's Alexandra. Alexandra Marie. That's her name.
Do y'all know if your mom ever asks about all of y'all? Bobby said all the time. Ask Bobby. Bobby goes sees her.
Hey, what do you
I'm not in school tomorrow. I dropped out.
At some point, somebody will tell them, "Oh man, he's streaming you now."
Okay, ready? Amira turned into a frog.
No.
I'm gonna lower that volume because it can get noisy. If you haven't noticed, it can get noisy.
I killed him.
I mean, they're just kids, you know.
Now he's saying good job. Poison him? How do I poison him? Go on that side. Go on that side.
So, yeah. Hey, so, I can how you do. You have to. I'll keep right up and wait out, okay?
Yes, Gatti.
Okay?
Wow.
Wait, how?
Yeah, I'll keep right up and wait out.
You see the way she says it? Do you hear the way she says it?
What you say?
Go tell Richard how to do it.
Listen.
Huh?
Listen. You want to cute somebody, you have to. I'll keep right up, okay?
What do you have to say?
You want to cute somebody, you have to. I'll keep right up.
This is Sarah, I believe the youngest daughter. She's 18 now, which would have made her about three going on 4, something like that, back then when this happened.
You do it. You do it.
How about I do you, okay?
Okay, do it to me. What are you gonna do? No, do it to Richard.
You're gonna kill her?
Don't kill me.
Oh, I'll tell you the box. I'll tell you the
I
box.
don't want to turn into a frog. Turn Richard to a frog. That was cute.
Yeah. Abracadabra.
Good job. Good job.
Now text me after 4 hours.
Presumably they want to deflect and they want to. All they've been doing is talking crap about John and about the other sisters,
I don't know.
their aunt actually.
Oh no.
They've been talking crap.
A false one. She was false.
It's been like the other lives that they've done that I've streamed.
What is Bobby talking about? Do you think? Richard, do you know how close the case is?
Hey, Richard. If you do my Sarah, I will call you and I will call you and I will make you dead.
Okay.
Oh, you're serious? Okay. 1, 2, 3,
So
go.
she would have to get a retrial. Well, to get a retrial, she'd have to get the thing postponed, and then she'd have to get clemency.
Sounds adorable.
And I think they'd probably give her a retrial, but I don't think it's that close.
No, I don't want none.
We don't agree with anything that was said in the documentary. Well, I can't say anything because I haven't watched the whole thing, but a lot of it's one-sided.
It's like everybody else
He has like.
who hasn't watched the documentary but criticizing it.
Can y'all please give y'all's ages of top 7 ages? What?
How old is Danilo? Huh?
35?
Are you serious?
I don't know. Maybe.
You lying.
I'm looking at this. I might know, bro.
Damn. Oh, my bad.
What's that? Casino?
Oh,
Wow,
yeah. Yeah.
that's crazy.
What's the
And I'm
family?
over here believing it.
We range from 35 to
18.
18. I mean, with the twins, it's 15.
I'm gonna be 19 soon, y'all. Just wait. Y'all follow me so y'all can see me post on my birthday.
Bye.
And it's gonna get a job.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a job too, y'all. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna work at it. I'm gonna follow me. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye, bye, Bob. Where's your father? Where's your father at? Or the baby dad? The baby dad of Mariah. He passed away of a heart attack.
Candy. Close it.
Can you lower the TV volume, please? The TV's too loud. We don't know whether. Find it yourself.
I can't even hear the TV. So.
Me neither. I can't even hear the TV myself. So what do you mean? Not the cloud chaser. Hi, Chona.
They said bye, Bob.
Say hi, Chona. From right there. Say hi, Chona. From right there. Say hi, Chona.
Hi, Chona, like that.
No,
Right,
Mira.
but not in the camera. Say it right here. So many kids that Sarah didn't know who the oldest is.
I'm dead.
I like Chona.
Amira.
Why you mad? Haha. Who's mad? Who's mad?
I don't know, but she was trying to argue with me earlier, and I shut her up.
Who?
Yeah, dumb bitch. Shut
Famous Sanchez.
up. Wave with your Amira. Chona said wave with your hand. Wait, no, it's a ball. Was the father also involved with the situation? Was Mariah's dad involved? No.
Yes, he was.
I got tea, but I'll tell you later.
He was. He was tried alongside Melissa. He got 4 years in prison. 4 years.
Now my snake eyes.
The father got 4 years. Melissa gets the death penalty.
Why didn't Mariah's dad family take her in when CBS took y'all in? Because Mariah's dad did not know about Mariah.
Ooh, is she doing that right now?
Yeah.
He didn't know about Mariah. He knew about Mariah.
They said y'all need to write your own story. Marie Lynn Garcia is bashing y'all on Manny by the mic.
Right
That's
now?
so funny. So,
I stream on TikTok.
so look.
Welcome.
Oh, she's on there. Okay. So, go ahead and ask Lynn Marie how she's such a great private investigator, and she didn't know that my mom had twins while she was in prison.
Period.
We have a screenshot of her saying that she didn't have any kids after Mariah. How does that make any sense?
Yes.
And
You know what? It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant point. It doesn't matter one way or the
Are
other.
you gonna forget something
It doesn't matter
as
one way or the
crucial as
other.
that? Not just one baby being born, 2 babies being born while she was in prison. And how you're such a great private investigator that everybody relies on, and you didn't record any confession that you supposedly have from my sisters.
Amira. Go.
And if you did record it, go ahead and release it. We want to hear it.
Yeah, Manny's on the live. Just go to the viewers and it's Manny something. Marie Lean, not very sharp. Yes, dumb bitch, stupid. I'm here.
Amira Sanchez, get off now.
Richard said no twins.
Get off.
Richard, she said there was twins.
There was definitely
definitely
twins.
twins. She was pregnant with twins when she was in jail.
So do you have the screenshot of her saying
Yeah,
that?
it's in the group chat. I'll find it. Don't tell me twice. I mean, I'm gonna get over there.
Didn't she get pregnant in jail, if I'm not mistaken? That's what I understand.
And even if she didn't know that she had twins in jail, it literally is all over the internet.
Everyone that's
Does she not do her research? What's the deal? How are you such a great private investigator? How is everybody going? And it's like, oh, look at this private investigator. She has so much information. How are you missing something so crucial? You don't sound very educated to me.
here. Right there, right?
And yeah, I mean, even Manny, you replied to it. Here, go ahead and flip it.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right here, y'all. Look. So she can
Go ahead and talk about this, Manny.
go back.
Amira, go sit down.
I know all about it.
Y'all
It's
screenshot
just
that.
it's an irrelevant
She didn't
point.
birth anything while incarcerated. Mariah was her last baby. Not
It's an irrelevant point. It doesn't matter one way or the other.
see, look, Manny, you're all about facts.
That's all they
and
got.
You
That's
even
all they
saw it.
got.
You replied to her.
All right.
How are you still having her on your show?
Literally.
She's obviously not that somebody to trust. She didn't even know something as simple as that.
Is it really live right now?
Hey,
Yeah,
Teresa.
on
He's
Facebook.
streaming.
On Facebook, go check.
If he's streaming a TikTok, block him.
Yeah, he's streaming our TikTok.
No, he's fine. You can stream it.
I don't want to be on there.
Yeah, okay. I'm not really sure on that point. I don't know if she was or not.
Anyways, somebody tell me what Manny said because I can't go watch him. Or Manny, go ahead and comment here if you want.
Yeah, you can watch our live too.
Not interested.
I can understand both sides. It's just sad that you guys might never see your mom. And yeah, we'll never see Mariah either. Even though I would love to have a bond with Mariah, because supposedly whenever I was younger, I went to foster home with Mariah, but I don't remember that. Manny is a great friend with John and backs him up. Congrats, Manny. Give you props. I heard your mom's calling you.
All right, so Bobby says she did not get pregnant yet. Okay, that's just something I've heard both versions. So
Character lawsuit. Girl, go ahead. I don't care.
Okay,
She want to sue me so bad.
for what? For showing that she lied and we're over here telling the truth that she did have children in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid ass. He is streaming you guys right now. Congrats. He wants views, probably only time he's gonna get a higher audience. Y'all can do the exact same thing, LOL. We sure can. But like that one TikTok says, never let them know your next move. Have you seen it?
Whatever, I still watch her, man.
no, Leanne, I think she had the twins. She had the twins, but they were given up for adoption. Right there.
But whatever.
Bobby's watching. You can confirm that, right? She did have the twins when she gave them up for adoption.
Whenever I first came to my angel mom, Raquel, I knew a lot of Spanish, but then it all went away.
Hey, Scarlett.
Here, you can be on my phone and you can watch that too.
What?
You
Oh,
can watch both. Not his 20 viewers. Do better.
Just for the record, it's almost 100 in here. So
Look,
I'm good.
it says Marine has Alzheimer's. That's.
She seems to forget things. I cannot say whether or not she does, but I mean,
I don't wanna be a doctor and diagnose somebody.
senior citizens do tend to forget things.
They say y'all sound uneducated. Who said that?
I am very educated. Thank you very much.
Well, come educate me since I'm so called uneducated, baby girl, baby boy, whatever.
You're such an educated private investigator, but you don't remember this one huge fact.
insignificant detail. That's what it is. Insignificant. It really is. It doesn't.
Lift my hair up.
Doesn't matter either way.
Why would anyone want to stream you on? They can come and see it because they want viewers. Manny is on.
Oh yeah,
live
that's why I'm doing
on
this for
his
viewers.
Facebook app.
That's why I'm doing it for viewers. That's
Manny's viewing us. That's basically that's all the tea right now. Mm-hmm. And that's why I
okay,
have no more
Leanne.
nails.
That's
I
correct.
biting my toenails.
Someone said that Sarah said she doesn't remember Mariah, but she seems to remember the fall. We've literally said that there was a fall.
No.
Go ahead and talk.
Girl.
What fall?
All right.
When have I ever said I see Mariah fall down any type of stairs? Is my question.
Give him a
I,
second.
I I do not remember Mariah at all, and I literally said that in so many lives. I don't remember Mariah at all. So if you want to come direct and come on this live, you can tell me that exact same thing because I do not remember Mariah falling down the stairs. I never said that in my life,
Where's the picture?
and I have never said. Let me put you all the way down.
You should have resent it. Or saved
The
it.
group chat's right here, boy. So please don't ever try to say I said something.
Adriana Alvarez is our sister.
Oh, my heart's beating fast. Got me mad.
I'm gonna love defamation of character. That's stupid. These kids sound so dumb. Hope they know karma is to be. Girl, shut the
Girl,
fuck
who's
up.
dumb? You're the one being miserable watching the live calling us dumb. How old are you, girl? How old are you?
No point arguing, just block people.
We're arguing on this. How am I gonna block them on here?
We'll block Nanny from streaming.
But look, no. Over here,
I
somebody
like to
said
argue.
something about. They said that Mariah was the last baby she mothered. But here is literally Lynn Marie, whatever Garcia saying Mariah was her last baby, period.
Flip the camera.
As in, she didn't have any children after Mariah.
Move back, move back.
Mariah was her last baby.
And you know what? If we sound uneducated, guess what? We probably are because of this childhood we had and growing up in foster care. And I grew up going house to house because Hope kicked me out. So I got my diploma.
Here. So now whenever you want to see the screenshot again, just do that. Exactly. Let me take a shit about me still.
Mm-mm.
Because I'll be glad to freaking clear my name in a conversation. They can go on somewhere.
The
Y'all
fact
sure
is, my
can.
mom abused my sister Mariah. That's a fact.
Mariah was the last daughter born before the twins. Many. Not the man. Not her needing a man to calm her down. Who cares what people have to say? It's your mom. Wait, who cares? It's your mom.
Yeah, I think it's just frustrating that people feel they can go on there and comment about things they don't know about, especially some, amazing private investigator. I'm not saying names.
Girl, it takes a lot because I literally want to go off on everybody that freaking talks mess or thinks they know everything. But then I have to calm down because it's a live and get banned. I haven't said anything that defendants haven't said anything that people are writing stupid things in Spanish. Let them don't entertain them. They do it to trigger you guys. So I'm gonna defend all of you guys. I think I can defend myself, but thank you. Who's coming? Oh, I see something. Caddy, you want a bracelet? Caddy,
I don't want to go upstairs.
Caddy, you want a bracelet? No. I was gonna say, who's the guy acting if he knows more than you guys? Period. Guy, but period. Like excuse me, anybody that didn't live in the house can't speak on stuff. Exactly. Your name doesn't matter. You can't speak on something y'all want to know so much about. Y'all don't know. Y'all didn't live in the house. Y'all can't speak on the situation at all. Just y'all speak off what y'all seen or what y'all hear. Yeah.
Bro, I don't care if they see me as angry. I am angry. I'm an angry person. I've been through a lot. You want to call me angry? You want to call me uneducated? Go ahead. You probably couldn't live a day in my shoes.
They got adopted. That's Kim. Kim has not reached out to us. Though I don't want her reaching out to us either. Someone said, has Kim reached out to you guys? Kim Kardashian? Wait, what? How old? I was 3, but that shouldn't. My age shouldn't define whether whether I not remember anything. Because I still lived in the home and I do remember stuff.
I was 9 when she died.
All right, y'all.
Yeah. Anyways, we got better things to do than argue with a private investigator. So you guys have a good night. Thank you for joining.
Y'all be safe.
We'll be live another day. So
Yo.
bye.
Wow. Just like that, huh? I know it's only a little bit, and sending a comment here to Bobby. Hey, Bobby, and I'm not trying to start anything. I just want there's some answers that I've offered her the floor, the platform before, just to talk to her like a legit talk, not a recording, not a taped interview, but a live interview. She keeps saying she thinks I want to edit the video, edit it. I'm not going to edit it. I'm trying to get answers. That's all. Trying to ask the questions. I'm going to ask one now in the comments. Nope, sorry, got a typo on Melissa's name. Sorry about that. So, what isn't so? Why is it so amazing that there was a fall? And that there was a head injury. That was an accident. That nobody's to blame, but it was an accident. I mean, right? And I'm saying, what if it is nobody's fault? What if it's just an accident? That doesn't mean that it's not a Melissa did it kind of thing. And some have even said, oh, you know what? The injury happened while she was in foster care. If Melissa was so abusive, if she was such a horrible mother and abusive and all that, whatever you want to add to it, why did they come back and go, okay, here's your daughter, you can have her back? I mean, I'm asking. We're just asking. Bobby says, I'm not speaking to my siblings. I'm speaking to myself. I said this multiple times. I do believe this was an accident, but having a follow was talk great. I get it. I understand. You're right. You're right. And this is something that people are very passionate about. And I don't think it helps their case going on TikTok and talking, about this. Honestly, I really don't. And if it is an accident, why should she be put on death row? Even if you pick the next worst thing, which would be, I imagine one of them is negligent homicide. If I'm not mistaken, that carries a 2 to 20, and she would be out right about now. It'd be time to come out already. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that somebody told me 2 to the minimum of 2 and the maximum of 20. But the disturbing thing is, if it's an accident, I mean, why can't you all agree that it was an accident? Why do you got to blame her that it was her fault? What about the father? And he was right there with her. 4 years in prison. The husband, I should say, the husband, right? 4 years in prison. Why so light on her, on him, and why so heavy on her? And I don't know. I guess it's sad. It is sad. It's a shitty situation. And the sad part is somebody asked a question. I think it said something like, "If your mom comes out, are you gonna get a relationship back, or do you want to get close to her again?" And they said, "Nope." They said, "Nope." So why can't you all get on the same page? If it was an accident, it's an accident. It was not a deliberate act. I don't understand why nobody even wants to entertain that. They just, some of the testimony has been all over the place. So anyway, this isn't the place to talk about it like this. I wanted to have to talk to one of you guys to have a regular discussion, like I'm trying to have now. Not calling name calling or none of that stuff. And yes, people are saying things because everybody is passionate about this. They're talking about putting a woman to death over what I call no smoking gun evidence. You know what I mean by that, right? Excuse me. The death penalty is something that's 1,000% accurate, airtight. Like I keep saying, like absolutely 1,000%. And but this punishment does not fit what happened there. And why can't all the siblings get together and you know what? We need to talk about this all over again. You know, if it was an accident, why, do you want to forgive? She wasn't being attentive, but neither was the husband. And it was moving day, from what I understand. Bobby, if you want to correct that or whatever. But from what I understand, that particular injury that caused that head injury was on moving day, unless she was already injured from a fall or some kind of abuse that happened in foster care. And that's possible. Would you not say that's possible? I mean, if you believe it was an accident, man, you know, being one of the older kids, you guys got to make peace, man. You guys got to all get on the same page, especially the younger ones who were 3 or 4 years old, 5 years old. They're not going to remember much at all of anything. So for them to believe so adamantly that it's her fault, I mean that doesn't sound right. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Manny, did you know the CPS knew that multiple kids were born on drugs in their system and did nothing? Don't try and say that CPS would have done something to stop it. Yeah, I agree. They failed you guys for sure. They are not without fault in this. All right, but we're talking physical abuse. The kind of abuse that's being alleged here, that you would hit her in the head, or somebody saw someone, you know, grab Mariah's head and bang it on the floor, on the ground, on the floor of the apartment. I assume. And again, if it's an accident, why can't you guys make some peace with each other and come and get into agreement? That was an accident instead of this bickering back and forth. And I get it. I understand. Everybody's emotional about this. People that have been following for a few months, and those that just come on who haven't followed a lot, so they don't know all the details. but you still talk with them, and if you believe it was an accident, why isn't that narrative being pushed throughout the family? Was she negligent? All right, okay, she was negligent. That doesn't make her a murderer. You know, Richard said because there wasn't an accident, there was no fall down the stairs. There was no fall down the stairs at all. Really. Yeah, Bobby, I understand, man. I get it. And I don't want it to be that kind of conversation. That's why I really wanted to earlier before when I wanted to have somebody on that wasn't John or Sabrina and everybody else I've had on already. I wanted to hear from the others, but I just want to have a legit discussion. Just wanted to have a legitimate, calm discussion and ask some questions and get answers and get the other side of the story. And honestly, I would love it if you guys could make peace. I think, and I've told this to John before that all you guys divided does not help her situation, and it does not help her inside either. I mean, if you truly believe that it was an accident, then why don't you push that narrative to everyone else? That, you know what, we can't be like this. It was an accident. It was, it could have happened. It happens every day. It happens every day in life, but people don't get sentenced to death for it. I guess I don't understand. The stairs, there was no stairs, there was stairs. And I know people like to talk and oh, they saw the photos, right? The bruising, all the bruises. Those bruises showed up after death. It's a physiological process, the process of death. And the blood doesn't uh, it happens to the body once the blood stops flowing. Yeah, all right. Hey, so yeah, without doing interviews, nothing I say have to say will help stop the execution of my mom. It was an accident. It wasn't an accident. It was an accident. It wasn't an accident. That's what I'm talking about. So, and this is a problem. All my siblings have their own versions of what they believe to be true. You can't tell them they're wrong because that's what they believe. Just like I believe my mom's innocent, as well as my sister Marie. Sorry about that. I got a chest cold. So, just trying to get some answers, and wanted to ask the people involved, which is obviously you all, and the kind of discussion I'm having here with myself and Bobby. That's just the kind of discussion I wanted to have. That's all. I mean, I don't know. It'd be nice if you guys could just make peace. And if it's an accident, it's an accident. It happens all the time. People don't get put on death row over an accident. If it was truly an accident, and if there was abuse, I mean real abuse, well, Got to see the evidence of it. And according to it, the records that I've read and the people that I've talked to, almost, I want to say everyone interviewed, they never saw any signs of abuse, signs of an abusive person in Melissa. And you're right. Yeah, you don't know her. You're right. I don't know her. But I can go by the number of people that they've interviewed that say that she didn't have that in her system. She wasn't, and I mean, it's been said, even discipline, spankings or whatever, she didn't want to do that. She would have somebody else hand out any kind of punishment or something, if she even did anything at all. So, and then I truly believe you've got those that have their mindsets on a certain what happened, and then they impose their will on everybody else. So now everybody believes that that's what happened. And I know at a young age, kids are not going to remember everything. They're not. I don't know what is the age when you start to remember stuff. 4, 5, 6 years old, then you can start to remember. I don't even remember. I think I was 4 years old, or maybe 5, when I went to see my first Cubs game, Chicago. And I remember because my dad kept telling me it, and I remember walking down the street, headed to the ballpark. And later in life, I asked him how old was I, and I think he said 4 or 5, something like that. But okay, so your siblings, some of them admitted the kind of abuse they saw wasn't a real, like. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's not abuse, but it's what you consider abuse. I don't know. Looking at everything, whatever I've read and seen, there's enough of a doubt where I would have voted not guilty. Again, guilty of neglect. A lot of kids. It's hard to keep a track on everything and on everyone. Relying on you older kids, right, to help keep people on track, keep your other siblings um, safe and watch over them and stuff like that, which is not fair. I understand. To a certain point, it's fair, but I know it's just it's not fair. So it's just the inconsistencies coming from everybody else it's all over the place. And if there's a reason why some claim it was abuse, like hard abuse. I mean, did she abuse her that much? Why was she abusive to anybody else? Any of the other kids? Was she ever physically abusive to anybody else? And I don't hear any of that at all. Just Mariah was born. Now she's abusive. So, Bobby, at some point, if I'm serious, this is the kind of discussion I want to have and live. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm not going to. I honestly don't want to have a gotcha kind of moment or that kind of thing. I just want to talk it out. And it's too bad that you all can't make peace when the most important thing happening right now is, does your mother deserve to die? And that should be, everybody should be on the same page. I don't know what everybody's opinion is. I haven't polled all of you, and I honestly don't know. I know you said most of you don't want her to die. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's too much. Some water. So anyway, Bobby, if you ever want to talk like for real, or Richard, anybody, I'm not gonna. I don't want this to be loud and crazy like these lives have been, and your viewers and my viewers going back and forth. And I'm not doing this for the likes. I don't got to do it live. I don't care or whatever. I'm not doing it for the publicity of it. I'm good where I'm at right now. I'm good where I'm at. I'm very good where I'm at right now. That's not for me. It's not a popularity contest. For me, it's if somebody does not need to be executed. Honestly, what's important is if you guys would make peace. That would be awesome. And at least have some peace throughout this process until whatever it gets resolved. And then if you want to go back to everybody's divided, well, then maybe you tried or something. I would. That's what I would like. I would like to see all you guys just be at peace with all this instead of at each other. This is not. It's not. It's not the right time for it. That's for damn sure. It's not. You guys will do what you want with that information. I'm not no Kim Kardashian. I don't got the millions of viewers. Doesn't matter. I think my heart is in the right place. I don't want to sensationalize what's happening. This friction with the family. I've always said that. But just some of the things being said out there contradict with what I believe to be facts. And I believe it to be a fact that it was an accident. And why can't the family be all in agreement with that? I don't know. Let me pop some of these up here. Guilty or not guilty, I don't believe in death penalty. You know, I, Veronica, I do believe in the death penalty, but it's got to be for a particular kind of case. And it's got to be perfect, airtight. It can't be any doubt at all. I keep saying, if there's a doubt, then there is no doubt. You can't convict. Was there reasonable doubt? I believe there were many reasonable doubts. But Peter Gilman was not allowed, or not allowed. He chose not to bring him forward. I think he's always been pretty fair. And I'd like to think so. I don't. If there was some kind of a smoking gun evidence, then it'd be a different story. And I would say, you know what, God, dudes, people, she did it. She did it. It's unmistakable because of this or because of that. But it's not there, Tanya. That's why. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's just you can't sentence somebody to death. Hey, Emily, I've heard all the kids say they don't want her to die of multiples and say she's not innocent and they don't want her free. Yeah, I wish there was continuity in all of them. They can all. I think it'd be good for their soul to say, you know what? It was an accident. I think it'd be good for your soul. Honestly, do. I'm not good for me, not good for your TikTok, whatever. Who cares about that? I don't care about this when it comes to that. I think it'd be good for your guy's soul. Yeah, peace for real. That's all. That's what it is. It's do they honestly know how they came across? I don't think so. If Melissa dies, they'll never have closure, no healing. I believe it'll be a horrible thing if she's not given any kind of relief and she is executed. Something that you all, and I'm talking about the family, you're gonna have to live with that, and it's gonna haunt you. I truly believe it is. I'm not. I'm not threatening or none of that stuff. What am I gonna do? Nothing. What can I do? But just knowing about guilt, if they put her down, that's gonna eat at you, all of you. It really is. Right, Emily. You're right. Exactly. They need to unite and fight for their mom justice and freedom, and then they can go on their own. But so be it for now. Their focus should be her life. Yep. People need to also remember the baby also. Yeah. Didn't forget about Mariah. Nobody's ever forgotten about Mariah. But Mariah is not the one on trial here. The active case now is Melissa. So we don't forget about, and it's been said about the headstone, and everybody's got. I'm not going to get into that. I just know that for some reason a signature has not yet been provided, so the headstone cannot be placed. Um, as far as I know, as far as I understand, it's been ordered, but it can't be ordered, or it can't be placed because of a signature needed for the person who actually owns or owns the plot. Hi, Debbie. Oh yeah, I got a little arsenal of stuff waiting for the right time at night to take that. I don't need to fall asleep just yet. Awesome. I believe in death penalty, but it has to be 100% not. Yes, Sandra, right here. I'm with you on that one. You signed a petition for mom not to be executed. So they signed a petition, and then there was a letter that the family signed, and not all of the I don't know if all of the family members agreed to it, but there were signatures, and some of them, then I think Selena said in one of her videos that she got authorization from the other siblings for her to sign for them. So that explains why some of the signatures look similar. You want us to go to the rally, advocate for our mother. We don't need nor want to. We advocate for our sister Mariah. She's the true victim here. I understand where you're coming from, but you're missing the other point. But they're not going to change her mind. Nobody is, apparently. How does that medical examiner's autopsy reveal some of the exact parts of her confession? Yeah, that was. And if I'm not mistaken, that medical examiner has got her own problems right now. The one you saw at the beginning of the interview, she's got her own problems. Of the movie, I mean. She's being sued right now on other issues. Majority of kids believe it was not an accident. That says a lot. I watch you and Selena constantly and stand with you guys. That's all right. And belief. For the 100th time, it was not an accident. How do you accidentally abuse someone? You don't accidentally bite. First of all, the bite mark, inconclusive. There was never a cast done. They decided not to treat it as a bite mark. So, for all practical purposes, there was no bite mark. You should know this better than anybody. You don't actually bite or pull a 2-year-old's hair out. 4 older kids have lived in that apartment remember the abuse. Not what I heard. I heard. I mean, if you really want to go there, we can go there. I'm trying not to go there. So, with the enemies that I saw mild abuse and reported, if I did, my sister would still probably gonna say be alive. Yeah. So my thing, why wasn't if Melissa was never abusive to anybody else in the family, why did she just become abusive with Mariah? I mean, what's his name? therapist, Pinkerman, said she didn't have any of the traits. She was not an abusive person. It was just not there. That's something I believe as well. Okay, the thing we will do is stop acting like a white knight and acting like you care about so much about our sanity and whether or not it's going to haunt us. We've been haunted by this all our lives. We'll get through it together. But that's the thing. You're not together. Some of you are, and some of you are not. But point taken. Point taken. God forbid somebody should give a crap about you guys, huh? Stop from. Oh, hey, Laura. Yeah, I saw all your posts the other day. We'll bring that up at some point. My signature has been Friday. Okay, so it's cleared. Is it? I mean, I'm asking because people are interested. Is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? That kind of thing. People don't have to support anyone that is wrong or treats them badly, even if it was apparent that toxic behavior is suggesting such. Yeah. I pray for justice. Seems to be too many questions about this case, not sufficient evidence to execute her or possibly even to keep her in jail. I know. I mean, if you want to say there's not enough evidence of abuse, that's one thing. Selena, there's not enough evidence of abuse. So their take is they're denying the fall or the accident or some kind of accident or fall. Mom needs to come home already. Well, apparently they don't think so. I understand why they get so offensive when people ask them. Yeah. And perhaps if you want to keep talking about stuff, and people are going to ask questions forever. They're going to ask, and how you respond and how you answer certain things is going to dictate how others will ask you and talk to you. There's plenty of evidence. No one wants to focus on that, though. I want to see the evidence. If there was more than what was presented and what I've read, okay, then where is it? I'm big on show me the evidence. They looked at my sister and automatically assumed child abuse. They didn't actually look and check to see if it was otherwise. Well, a lot of things went wrong, that's for sure. That's for sure. Some moms hurt their babies. These children were hurt mentally and emotionally. All right, at least we can agree on that part. And the other medical professional at the end of the documentary also said it looks like a bite mark, but it probably isn't. And if they really felt it was a bite mark, they would have taken a mold of Melissa's mouth or somebody else's for that matter as well. But for the most part, bite marks are not permissible anywhere because it's not an exact science. It's what's considered junk science, unfortunately. But I can see why, because it's not exact. I mean, certain things have to match up exactly, and they've been used before. It has. I've seen documentaries where they were used successfully. But then it was obvious. It was really obvious. It was a bite mark because it looked like a bite mark. So yeah, and people keep arguing that she didn't bite. It was not a bite mark. It looks like it. Maybe it looks like it, but it's not a bite mark. Just here, if she's granted a new and fair trial and she's found guilty, then so be it. But from the interrogation to the conviction, the law was not followed. Yeah, she was definitely bullied for sure in that interrogation by the police. Abuse is not mild; it either is or isn't. I'll give you that. I'll give you that because I've never been the victim of on either side. So the kid seems so divided. Very sad. I hope everyone's able to come together in peace. I wish also, and not for the sake of my show, not for the sake of somebody else's show. It'd be nice if you guys just. I already said what I had to say. In the end, she deserves a fair trial, not death, because she had no bond with him. Mariah. Mariah was removed. Yeah, that's correct. And not just her, but she was removed from the family, so the other siblings didn't have a closeness to her either, which is a natural phenomenon. She's a changed woman now, a born again believer in Jesus Christ. No one is perfect, but Jesus Christ. We all make mistakes. Yeah, Cameron County DA has got the power. Don't know if it's something he's going to address. I wonder if it's true, Selena, that Sonia, their aunt, was no longer supporting Melissa. I don't know. There's just too much. This is what I mean. There's just too much division, too much inconsistency between, the he said, she said, she said, she said, they said, and it's all over the place. Not that I know of. However, she could have in mind blamed Mariah for losing all the other children because she's the baby who got TPS involved and kids removed. Maybe I don't think Melissa denied she had a drug problem, and I don't think she denied that was the reason why Mariah was removed. So I would hate to think that, but there's evidence of a fall down the stairs. There is no evidence of abuse, but there's enough evidence of a fall down the stairs. Okay, so I want to know where that evidence is. What is that evidence? And if it's a fall down the stairs, that makes it an accident, unless somebody pushed her down the stairs. Most of us don't know the exact details of my mom's case. They were never shared with us. A lot of stuff that has been said is she said, he's right. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So sorry for that. Should probably cut it short by now. Apparently, there was enough evidence of abuse. She was sentenced. No, actually, a lot of evidence that could have kept that from going any further was not brought forward by her attorney. That is the truth. A welcome question. If you call me a murderer, I will get defensive. I'm not calling you a murderer. I just wanted to have a decent civil talk. That's all. Because the truth is, like you said, nobody knows what truly happened. But based on everything I've seen, I don't believe Melissa to be a murderer herself. I don't think you were a murderer either. I don't think any of you. I think it was an accident that happened, and everybody gets scared of being put away for a death. That's what happened. This thing went way too far. Selena Martinez, they weren't abused according to all the investigated information. Impoverished and lack of basic needs, maybe, but that not justify their so-called abuse. Yeah, I mean neglect. Somebody can borderline call that neglect, right? In my opinion, they get on social media to gain sympathy for themselves, but don't realize there are as many who sympathize um, as those who go against them. So it's not a good idea to go on social media. Hey, Heather, where are you? Cool name, Heather. Where are you? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say, I've said it before. I don't know that doing those TikTok lives does you any justice necessarily. Um, I think it might do more harm than real good. That's just my opinion. Veronica, yes, the me is being sued. Oh, the medical examiner is being sued for the boy that felt. Okay, there you go. She's being sued for that, and she's in a lawsuit in something else as well. I remember hearing there are two things against her. If there's more evidence, I'd like to see it. Yeah, yeah, I would. If there's something that says, yeah, she did it. I mean, smoking gun, hand mark, adult hand mark across the face, or I don't know, something. If there was something captivating, it's like, again, a smoking gun, like, whoa, yeah, something happened there. But it's just not there. Were all of you taken away when your baby sister Mariah was taken away? Did you all return at the same time? That would be for Bobby and Selena and Richard. That question right here. I mean, I would love to have a regular conversation. If you guys want to come online, if it's something you don't want to answer, just say I'm not going to answer that or whatever. Instead, we're having this kind of conversation through a chat. You can always answer very calmly. Also, yeah. Two things can be possible at once. She wasn't given a fair trial, and she's guilty of abuse and murder. Everyone rides so hard for her because of the DA's corruption. That doesn't make her any less guilty. Well, the DA's corruption can make her look a lot more guilty than she really is. That's the truth. That's what corruption is when they twist everything around and create things to make somebody look really bad. That's corruption. Scarlett, Casey, not me, but the younger kids. Yes, I only spent one night in foster care. Okay. Apart from Selena and Alex, who are the other two oldest living in the house at the time? Let me find it. Sorry. Guardianship. Yes, Laura, I know all about the guardianship corruption. We'll get to that, I promise. If teeth molds were made, they never used them and never. Well, teeth molds were never made. They were never ordered. Somebody just said, "Look, there's bite marks," and it didn't go beyond that. If molds would have been made, you would have. I promise, you would have known about them. But if you remember, I'm sure you guys have seen it. There's striations in some of those where they look like scrapes. And those did not come from teeth. They came from possibly a fall or some kind of accident and some kind of where the body slid or scraped or something like that. They just didn't confirm it. It wasn't. They just didn't confirm it wasn't a bite mark. You can't say 100% it was not. Well, I believe the medical examiner at the end of the documentary what he said about it. So, and you know what? Do some research. Compare. Look at some other bite mark cases. You can see they look like bite marks. You can see all the teeth. Clearly, you can see all the teeth. And in the one case, I remember the one tooth was missing, and the other one, I remember he had some kind of a cap, and that made an imprint in the person's body. So that was like a smoking gun right there. And look at those, and then look at hers from the documentary. It's not the same thing. It's not. Never reported ring marks either. Yeah, and then right, some people were saying, "Oh, there's ring marks on her from a ring that when she was hit." That wasn't. I don't think that was in the reports. These cops are oppressive and ought to go to prison for abusing Melissa as torture. Yeah, it wasn't fair what they did. I mean, she was there for a long time. I know she was tired. I know she was hungry. I know she was thirsty. It is all sad. It's all messed up. Shouldn't be like that. I got you. Oh, okay, I got you, Tanya. Richelle is so be it, but she deserves to have all the evidence presented. You know, everything wasn't presented like it was supposed to, and you can blame that on Gilman and perhaps the DA as well. Now, the DA was probably doing his job, trying to get a conviction. But did he have any part to do in it to do with it with Peter Gilman? And now Peter Gilman works for him, or worked for him, I should say. Focus on those who have control. Governor Greg Abbott and DA Science stop the injustice now. That's where it's going to have to end up. Richard said, God says to honor your parents no matter what they did, or no matter what they did. He said, let Jesus heal you, he will. Yeah, I actually believe that too. I have John recording saying Sonia did that. So Sonia did about the signature or which part? I'm sorry. So many comments went by. I didn't see which one which one you're responding to. Mighty Cruz, if I remember correctly, what you read told you she was guilty, but you changed your mind when Sabrina convinced you. Well, she did. She personally didn't convince me. All you have to do is one, watch the documentary. You can watch the testimony. You can find out online and read what was kept from being presented by Peter Gilman. Yeah, and I believe what the medical examiner said about the bruises. That all happened after death. She was dying for, she was dying for some time, for a few days, for a couple days, at the very least a couple days. So she was dying for a couple days, possibly even more. It could have been 3 or 4 days. And things happen physiologically to the body. And even injuries that are old, even months and months old, those areas that were injured months and months ago will bruise. I'm saying you said there's no evidence of abuse, but you fully believe that she fell downstairs. How did that make sense? I believe that there was an accident. Whether it was stairs or not, that's a whole other story. But I believe that there was an accident. I don't think she or you or her took Mariah and smacked her head on the floor so many times to cause her to die that you wanted her to die. I don't believe that. I believe it was an accident. And like with a lot of head injuries, those accidents, innocent accidents, I can trip and hit my head here on the concrete, and I go to bed and I'm not waking up tomorrow. I mean, that stuff does happen. She was giving her child back. Yep. And you gotta ask if she was such a horrible person and so abusive, why would they just give Mariah back? um, at birth, I believe so. Uh, but at death, I don't believe so. I don't have the answer to that, Tanya. Oh, yeah, that's true too. I'm gonna start to wrap it up here. My throat's getting very, very dry. Uh, Lauren, I'm assuming. TikTok lives are the way of sharing their stories. People have been assuming one of the kids did it. It's not affecting everyone's lives, but they live this life. They have every right to tell the story to help heal. They are the only ones who know what truly happened. It was their home. Yeah. Okay. Agreed. Awesome. No, no way. Sorry. Gotcha. Richard, you were requesting. You were one of the young boys on a documentary that was questioned, and your mom was never abusive. Richard, you were in a documentary. Yeah, you were the child with the social worker there, the caseworker. Even when I saw the first picture, I knew they were scrapes or scratches. They don't look like bite marks. Yeah. I hope she gets freed and her family hires a ballsy attorney in New York to come down and sue the responsible parties for the Texas case. I believe either Limery or Innocence Project said in a post, molds are made but were not used. Yeah, I don't know that they were actually made. I know that I remember hearing they were not ordered. So if they were made, maybe I got it wrong. I have no problem admitting if I'm wrong. I could have got that part wrong. And yes, I did. That's the only way to get so vested in this. I'm not going to base my opinion on just on a movie alone. That's why you talk to people. That's why you ask questions. That's why you read other things. I mean, you have to look at everything. You got to do a lot of freaking reading. I'm not saying it's fun. You have to do a lot of reading, and that's the thing that people don't want to do is, and it's time consuming to do research. You got to remember Sabrina Van Tassel. She's an investigative journalist first, and then she got into making movies. So she's always been an investigative journalist. So she knows how to dig and dig for answers. Let's see. Has anyone besides me ever thought that Robert, the stepdad, could have been the one to physically abuse Mariah because of the constant reminder of Melissa's affair? Melissa had, that's crossed my mind too. And it's also crossed my mind that, wow, he only got 4 years. And Melissa gets a death penalty? Tell me how something's hinky with that. Yep. Corruption says it all. It does. They will twist stuff around for their own agenda to make it look like a certain way. I don't believe in God, so I can care less what he says about honoring your parents. Well, some will say that's one problem right there. But not everybody has to believe, and you believe in your own thing or whatever it is. But somehow, some way, hope someday you can find peace within yourself. Governor Greg Abbott is self-serving ass that will only do what serves him. Yeah, and we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, Laura. Yep. Debbie, I started thinking more and more that is actually happening, and Melissa covering for him. So, and I've thought about that too, Melissa covering for other people, because that one segment in the movie where Sonia asked her, who did this? Somebody else did do it. Don't say anything. And Melissa just broke down. So it wasn't an answer. Is it plausible? Yes. That's one of my arguments in my head. It's kind of like, well, I think she's covering, and they didn't think it would ever get to a death penalty. Then it's like, oh shit. Yeah, you can agree at what you want. Say what you want. I don't care. You can't offend me. Um, I know what I feel, and when you do your own research, unbiased research, when you read everything, then make your own judgment. But don't make your own judgment only because of the movie. The movie is just part of it. Hey, Lynn, anyone who's a parent knows when toddlers start walking, banging their heads a lot when learning to walk. Now add her unbalanced walk. Yeah, she had that problem with her feet, but she was prone to falling already. Is she live right now? Oh, I don't know. She was earlier. Falling down the stairs is not abuse. Agreed. Okay, someone did that. We'll find it. Yeah, and not to discount we'll call it a confession of Alexandra, who told the investigator, "Yeah, I did it. So what? What are you gonna do? Arrest me?" I mean, do you just discount that? I suppose you can. But why would she say that? I mean, if you want to go there, if you really want to go there, see, and I don't want to go there. Could have been you. You're obviously very forgetful. Oh boy. You know what? She said what she said, and you know what? It didn't matter. It was irrelevant. The fact that she had kids in prison was irrelevant. It means nothing to this case at all whatsoever. At all. Veronica, yes, Richard is very angry and needs help for his own good. Yeah, it does something to your soul when you can when you can be at peace and forgive and take things for what they are. And I have a right to be. I want to apologize for it. Nobody's telling you to apologize for it. It's just not a good way to live. It's horrible what's happening. It is. Um, 5th of 14. 5THOF 14. That's the handle. Uh, hey, Michelle, no, they were not made because they said they felt they were not necessary. Right. Okay. So I got it right then. So the molds were never made. They were never ordered in the first place. Thank you for clearing that up. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, read a lot. There's a lot to read. There's a lot to read, and there's a lot of videos out there with a lot of commentary and a lot of opinions. All right. And the honest truth is, if you want to listen to a lot of that, if you want to listen to half of that, you're going to come to the conclusion that she's not guilty and somebody else did. And it's kind of obvious. It looks like. If you want the court of public opinion, it's going to tell you who does it look like they did it. Who does it look like did it? That'll become very obvious. But you know what? Most people are not going on there. Most people are not going there. And early on, I was going there. But you know what? I don't want to go there. I want to handle what's the important thing now is getting Melissa a fair trial, getting her off death row. That's what's important right now. Hey, man, they're coming after you when I comment on other YouTube channels. Yeah. Hi, Cindy. I know. Everybody's got an opinion. And what gets me is that people who don't even know a lick about this. I mean, we've been talking about this for how long? And this has been going on for years and years. And I only learned about it really from watching the documentary a few months ago. And people still don't know. But those who know know when the execution date is set for. And you have a lot of people saying, "What happened? Who is she? When is the execution?" It's like, and yet they're making judgments. Yeah, I know what that's like, Cindy. We didn't know until after she died that she wasn't his baby. Okay. Can anyone show proof that it was Alex or state how they state, or it's all hearsay? Um, I guess you can say it's hearsay. The fact that she admitted it is one thing, but was it under oath admission to a court? No, at least I don't think it was. But then why would you say something like that? And even then, I've always said I don't think it was done. If it was a bullying act, I still don't think it was done with the intent to kill, to murder. I don't think that. An accident, like it was, I keep coming back to, it was an accident. The statement, Melissa had every reason to be abusive because she was abused, makes no sense. We all have had bad stuff happen to us, and we're all responsible for how we react. Yes, very true. And you would think, being the victim of abuse that Melissa was, you think she would have a reason to act out and be a certain way, but she wasn't. She wasn't. If you look up Courts Are Corrupt, that shows stories of her as well. Yeah, there's a lot out there. Maria Gonzalez's family wanted the children to take blame, believing that the law would be more lenient. If their truth would have just been brought forward, I mean, that's what would have happened. They were just kids playing or kids bullying each other, and it would have happened. It was an accident. They never would have got this far. So now it's a him, not Alex now. I don't get you, Maria. Melissa, hi there. Melissa loves mom. I hope the right thing will happen. I hope the right thing can happen. Time is running out, and I hate the damn fact that they got to wait till the last freaking second to do anything. I mean, it never fails. I hate it. They have to wait. That's something that happened in the law system that I'll never understand. Where's the audio or tape, or did you watch it? Recording was made. It's been turned over to the attorneys. They have recordings of the Selena and or of Alexandra Marie. Whatever is on there, it's on that recording. See, Selena, this is what I mean on your inconsistencies on your TikTok. When I question you about the recordings that you had of John and Sonia, you said only had Sonia, never had recordings of John. Exactly. Let's see. Okay, Laura, I still haven't seen myself for my sister Alexandra said that. Yeah, and it's true because she never said it herself. It was said to an investigator. Man, it's on record. It's a recording that the attorneys have. All that evidence was turned over like it's supposed to be. Hey, Isabel. Hearsay. Well, again, I don't want to go there because when you're talking about who said what, there are certain people that I will believe in a heartbeat. Now you sit there and state you have John recorded. You lie too much. Well, that's relevant in the fact that to show that she's not as good as you make her out to seem, she doesn't have all the facts straight. Yeah, I believe facts are there. How you want to interpret the facts is a whole other thing. You're turning yourself. I watch your shows, and she changed your mind without all that reading and you're talking about. That night you went along repeating what she said without further verifying facts. I did my research before and after, so I always had a chance to feel differently, and I don't. I think it was an accident, and I don't think she'd be put to death. Simple. That's basic. That's basic. Clear evidence of abuse? Nope. Just because you saw the photos of all the bruising, oh my God, that looks so horrible. Well, those bruises came during the dying process, not from somebody that just started bruising. My son-in-law had the same thing happen. He bruises all over the place. Like, what the hell? You get into a fight? No. His white platelets, his counts were down to almost zero. So leaning on a wall will give him a bruise on his arm. And the same thing happens here with those bruising. Picking up a small body who's already deceased, just the fact picking up the body where the hands hit the skin, that'll bruise. The entire backside, laying on a bed, on a gurney, or on a mattress, on a table, that whole areas they come in contact where are going to bruise. That happens. I'll be at peace in my own time. That's all you can do, man. I get it. Greg Abbott, free Melissa Lucio. Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Justice for Mariah and Melissa. It's not a death penalty case. It's not. So having said that, so when you smack your kid with a belt, you should get the death penalty for that? Your kid running around the house, falls down the stairs, hits his head on the wood banister. He dies 2 days later. You should get the death penalty for that? Your kid riding a bike outside, gets a bump in the cement, goes flying over the handlebars, his head hits the cement, 2 days later he's dead. You should be executed for that? Of course not. Want to give her a fair trial from the beginning. They did her wrong. I believe she should get a fair trial. Skilled defense lawyer might be able to exploit a technicality in order to have crucial evidence ruled inadmissible. Yep. Oh, yeah. In peace, at our own time. In the meantime, I'll be as angry as I want and hurt anyone because I want to, and I believe the right to. Everybody deals with it different, Manny and Alicia. Everybody deals with it different. I don't think there's a right way to grieve or to deal with stuff. So you have to let people go through their process, and hopefully at some point they can find peace. Can you post more facts on the story? All I've seen your post is commentary from third party. Okay, I can do that. I'm glad you asked. How about we discuss why Mariah doesn't have a tombstone? Well, that's in the works, and that's already been. I'm not going to get into why it took so long. Why? I think it's not productive to go through all that again. The fact is, from what I'm told today by them, the family, is that the final paperwork was signed, so now they'll be able to actually place a stone there, or have it ordered and then have it placed. If I'm wrong, just tell me the story there, somebody. Yes, well, why are we blaming a kid? It's like saying Melissa asked for it when she was 7. Not cool. It's hours of it's. That's what people don't do, is sit there for hours. It's hours of it. Yeah, it is. And that's the thing. Nobody wants to do the research and read. It's a lot of reading. And you have to read the things over and over again to get them right. You have to read a lot. Who am I hurting? I'll be as angry as I want to be. That's not right. Okay, Richard, it's your right. You got it. I'm not questioning that. So don't let anybody question you on your grieving process or how you deal with this. I'm not going to criticize that. My husband and I have already ordered the headstone. Oh, okay, awesome. So and the signature is done, Michelle. Somebody said just a little while ago. Was Richard also in the documentary? That's what it was said. I believe he was one of the youngsters with the social worker being interviewed. Where's the recording when she was admitting she pushed her down the stairs? That's what the attorneys. That's not public information right now. That's what the attorneys. Will it ever be public? I don't know. It's been how many sad years and still no tombstone. Well, the important thing is that it's getting done, and it's getting done. He's a young kid that said he wanted to go home with his mommy and daddy. Okay, is he the one that said, "Do you feel?" Remember, she asked him, "Do you feel safe at home? Do you feel safe?" Is that Richard? Was that you? Sabrina left out any interview that spoke about the abuse we witnessed. Minus the interview spoke of abuse we witnessed, so Sabrina blocked us out. I don't think that's why she blocked you out. I think her reasoning was some things were very inconsistent. That's why she said she didn't put it in there. Plus, and yeah, well, that's where I'll leave that. It's not. That's why I'm asking. That's more important than these people claim to know. But I heard the aunt doesn't allow it to be placed yet. Yeah, from what I understand, they needed a signature to allow the company to place the stone, to actually order it and then place it. And I believe it sounds like that's all been done and it's in the process now. Why did Bobby say in the documentary it was Alex, but on 514 now he says he doesn't know. Yeah, she finally went and signed. My husband and I went and ordered it already. Okay, perfect. So I imagine those things, I don't know, they take up to a couple of weeks sometimes. But it's in the process, and that's it, the main thing. Richard Alvarez Selena clearly said in the documentary that your mom was not physically abusive. It's true. That's what was said. Jose Angel, I love that profile pic, bro. It's pretty cool. I never said that my sister Marie did it. I said she was a certain way with us kids, but that's it. All right. This kid's only like an abuse of process. All right. A couple more minutes here and I'm done. Yes, this makes me so happy. You broke my heart hearing that she's gonna go without one. That she's got a stone. Yes, she's getting one. That's for sure. Done deal. Uh, okay, false. They don't have to wait. Science can withdraw the warrant. I know they don't. I know he can, but he won't. What were his words? He said, "Why should I?" That's what he said. Why should I? So I swear, if these people don't do the right thing, there will be a heavy campaign against them to get reelected. Yeah, Sandra, you're right. There's no hard evidence that my sister Selena or Alex had anything to do with my sister Maria's death. I'm sure if they did, I'm sure they wouldn't be where they are now. That's why I keep saying it was an accident. It was an accident. It was an accident. I'll keep saying it. It was an accident. She needs to be acquitted for 3 days. So the death penalty needs to be abolished. I don't know. I'm still for the death penalty, but like I said, it's got to be a perfect case. No room for error. Okay, did I say otherwise about my mom? No. Okay. See this. Lauren and us too. What's even more sad is that no one from the family that claims to love Mariah hasn't gone to visit her in years, or maybe since her burial, or even know where she is. Yeah, I know that. I know that for a while, for a little while, some people didn't even know where she was. Right, Melissa, Michelle, and in the documentary when Lynn Marie Garcia went with Sonia, and there was somebody else there. I can't remember. I think there was 3 people there. Lynn Marie. Lynn Marie knew where she was at, and she had to take her to where it was at. That night, Miss Marion, the bottom line is that you're taking this case serious because you want to get Melissa out of death row, and that investigator is on it. So keep doing what your good works. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's for that. It's not for popularity. It's not for the likes. It's not for the views. None of that stuff. The important thing is to get that out, to get these videos and documentaries and get people to look into things more. That's what has to happen. There is their truth. Melissa's truth, and somewhere in between is the real truth. But I believe Melissa is innocent. I believe she's not a murderer. She didn't murder Mariah. What about the pitching and their hair strokes, Manny? So the hair is falling apart. Also, I don't know anything about the hair falling out. I know that it was said that some of the other siblings of hers would pull her by her hair. So I didn't hear a lot about the hair pulling. My sister Sarah and Adrienne recently went to go see Mariah's grave. Awesome. Bottom line was mistrial needs to be redone. I mean, just the fact that the juror said he was bullied into voting one way just so they can go home, that's bothersome. That's bothersome. It should never be like that. If you guys ever go to jury or ever selected for jury duty, you stick to your guns. If somebody wants to leave because of whatever reason, they're hungry, they want to go home, watch a movie or sports or whatever, too bad. You stick to your guns and you hold out if it's something that you feel is right. You hold out and you do the right thing. Don't just agree with everybody else because somebody wants to go home, including yourself. If you guys don't want to be on a jury, then say it. I don't want to be there all day for possibly weeks, even for 5 days. I don't want to do it. Just send me home. That's the best thing to do. But if you do want to hear a case and sit on the jury, then you sit and you do the right thing and you stay there. Because you would want the same thing done for you if you or your loved one was on trial. That's where you got to remember all this. What if it was you on trial, or your son, or your daughter, or your husband, or your mom, whatever, your brother, your sister? Oh yeah, now oh yeah, you better show all the evidence now, right? Oh yeah, see, you better show all the evidence. Oh yeah, or you better let these people talk and say, yeah. See how that works? If it was yours, you would demand what I'm up here talking about. You would demand it. Hey, tickled. I'm not going to say the word, but hi there. Jessica Gonzalez 100% agree. And the bite marks, there were no bite marks. Never evidence of an actual bite mark. There was something that resembled a bite mark, but it was inconclusive. It was not. They didn't feel it was an actual bite mark. Therefore, they didn't order a mold of Melissa's mouth or whoever else's mouth it could have been. And at the end of the documentary, the medical examiner who was asked to look at the case, well, I can talk about. I can show you that clip also. You guys want to watch a little video, a short video? If you don't want to, you don't have to, but it's short. I promise, it's real short. It's what you call a deleted scene. I don't know. Was it even deleted? Yeah, it was deleted, wasn't it? All right, I'll play a little video real quick. Let me prep this for you guys. I'm gonna go to this part, and I might go to a separate video as well. All right, here we go.
Looking at the mark on the back, I was certain that it was a bite mark. I did not think that doing molds on anyone was going to help, because as I saw that day, it was scraped across. It wasn't a nice outline of the teeth or a nice outline of the canine teeth. So having a forensic odontologist at that time come and trying to match to the bite mark, I didn't see where that was going to help.
What is interesting here is that if you call something a bite mark, one of the things that you do is you bring in a forensic dentist and you get a mold of Melissa's teeth to see whether or not her bite matches the mark. That was never done here. Well, why didn't they do that? If this is a bite mark, why didn't they match it to Melissa Lucio? That's not a bite mark. This doesn't even look like a bite mark. If you look at it carefully, there are these striations in there. They're little fine lines. Teeth don't cause little fine lines like this. This looks more like scrapes. Could it have been from falling down the stairs? Maybe. Could it have something to do with the garment she was wearing at the time? A garment that we don't have any access to or don't know about? Maybe. But one thing is pretty clear is you don't get these kinds of findings with a bite mark. And there certainly wasn't any sort of matching of any bite mark to the dentition of Melissa Lucio.
All right. So there's that. Hey, Roxanne. We should leave Alexander. Oh, yeah. At this point, I don't even want to get into the others or what could have happened. Right now, the only important thing is deal with Melissa and her situation. So that same gentleman does another video. Hang on a second. All right, sorry guys. I heard you guys telling me there's no sound. I apologize for that. Give me a second. Let me do this a different way. I'm sorry. All right, let me try this again. All right, tell me if this is better. We got sound now? Are we good now? Okay.
My name is Thomas Young. I'm a forensic pathologist. The appellate attorney contacted me, and I was asked to review the evidence and the autopsy findings on the case involving Mariah. According to witnesses who were there, the child had fallen down the stairs. There are witnesses who didn't see any bruising on the child shortly after the fall or even some period of time after the fall. But then as time went on, these bruises started to show up. They started to develop. The bruising is the result of brain injury. There are scientific explanations. The brain falls apart. There are substances that are released into the bloodstream that will cause a cascade of reactions. Even previous injuries will start to become unmasked. All of a sudden, that's going to start showing up. And even minor movement and motion and handling of the child will all of a sudden start to develop lots and lots of bruises because the child's not clotting anymore. Even lying down on the bed, just from the contact of the bed with the skin, can cause bruises in this kind of a situation. What the doctor did in this case, she saw a horribly bruised child, and she concluded that this had to be child abuse. That's what she did. This kind of situation here, where a doctor does an autopsy, comes to a conclusion about child abuse, something that nobody ever witnessed or saw or even had any evidence of. The doctor telling the police, and then the police obtaining a confession and making a case. This sort of problem happens all the time. Lots of people get locked in jail for it, and it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
There it is. Perfect explanation, better than I explained it. So, think what you want. I would beg all of you to do your research, do more research, dig, watch things on multiple sites, watch different things. And there are a lot of things out there to read, but you know it's time consuming. You have to read, and you can't get around. You can't get around it. It's time consuming. So I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you for being with me for this little bit. Turned into something I didn't exactly want to turn into, but I'll say it again. My platform is open to Bobby or Selena or Richard to have a decent discussion, a quiet, fair, and calm discussion on things. Hear your side of the story or your experiences, we'll pass that on. It'll be live. I'm not going to edit video or do any of that silly crap. I don't do that stuff. Anyway, y'all have a great night. I'm gonna go get some rest. I needed some water. That's what I needed to feel good going down. Have a great night. I'll be back probably tomorrow. I'm gonna try feeling a little better now, and I'm hoping to be better tomorrow. So thank you everyone for stopping by and watching. Please spread the word. My personal opinion, Melissa's innocent. And and I'll keep shouting that everywhere I can. And through you all, if you can share it, I would appreciate that very, very much. So share. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody.